Welcome, Scorpio, to Miss Amazing Tarot. Hope all of you are doing well, vibing high, being amazing as you are. Let's see what's going on in your energy. Universe, angels, ancestors, spirit guides. What's going on in Scorpio's energy? Hope you had an amazing week, Scorpio. It's coming to an end. Thank God it's almost Friday. Let's see. Universe, angels, ancestors, spirit guides. What's going on in Scorpio's energy? Using the Love Whisper Oracle. What you got for Scorpio? Scorpitito. Romantic feelings. Falling in love. Affection. Happiness. Emotions. Party. Celebration. Event. Public social gathering. So you can be going to an event this weekend. Or maybe possibly coming up. And you may... Somebody you may fall in love, Scorpio. Some emotions may be expressed or shared. Finances, money problems, work, material things, success. This person, you could be having financial issues. Could be, it says finance, it says money problems, but work, material things, success. So things could be turning around in your finances and or this person. Family, generations, children, ancestors, origin. I know I've been doing some digging, going beyond my great grandparents, going into the great and the great greats, you know, finding out that, you know, we were farmers. You know, we own land, but then learn about the history in the 1800s about how us, you know, own land, but then we had to buy seeds, feed, and all the other type of stuff from, you know, other people, which kind of kept us in debt. But anyway, it has something to do with family, intuition. What's your intuition been telling you, Scorpio? That gut feeling, that feeling you get. I know, you know what, when I started realizing I was having them, those premonitions, it'll be something as simple as I'm getting ready to walk into the kitchen and I may have my tablet and maybe my energy drink sitting on it and my phone, everything stacked up like I got this. And then I'll have a split second where I see myself tripping over the shoe or something of that nature and be like, just move your phone. And I'll move my phone, and sure enough, I'll run into that shoe that I already, you know, that I saw. So many of you could be having those images pop up. Could be related to, you know, somebody you meet at a party. The intuition may be telling you whoever this person is, who's all giddy at this social event. They may be having money problems due to family. So let's see, romantic feelings. What's going on here? Who's this in Scorpio's energy? It's giving a Six of Cups, somebody from the past. It's giving a... Damn, what was his name from I Love Lucy? What was his name? Ricky Ricardo. Is it Ricky? Ricky. Sorry about that. So let's see. I had to take a pause right here. So Six of Cups, this person could be someone from your past coming in. Maybe you may run into this person at a party. They may get a little liquid courage. So Six of Cups, somebody from the past. Hangman could be a Pisces. They may have been stuck. Maybe had to gain. You know what? They were probably in a holding space. You know how the universe... You may think like shit is just dead, like that's not even moving, dead ass. Like, I know y'all hear me praying. I know y'all hear me. It's like maybe this person had to sit in like a holding space to possibly, you know, gain a different perspective, let go, surrender. You know, surrender to how they truly feel. Queen of Swords. You and that stinger, Scorpio. You and that stinger. I know you keep it ready. You stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. You know. Very discerning. You will, yeah. 8 of Cups here, walking away from what was, letting go, personal growth, moving on, departure. And then you have letting go here. And then also being that holding space. Somebody could have been stubborn. It could be stuck, but it could be stubborn. Hold on. Sorry about that, Scorpio. So again, Queen of Swords, cutting through the illusion and confusion. Almost, I get from that Queen of Swords, it's like, it's like you telling this person from the past, like, look, cut the bullshit. What's up? What's up? You coming in here, this romantic feelings is giving Knight of Cups energy, you know. And I said they may be at a social event, maybe have one too many, and they get that liquid courage. Knight of Cups, he has a cup, so Paul from the Temptations. Remember how he was at Blues Mama house for the holidays, and he got a little intoxicated, but when he was singing that song, you could feel it. His soul was coming out of it. He was feeling that. You know what? I was just talking about this person being stuck in kind of a holding place or a holding space until they surrender or let go or gain a new perspective. Possibly, you know how a person can be stubborn, and it's just like the universe, like, okay, I'm going to teach you a lesson until you understand. It's like putting yourself in the other person's shoes and gaining a perspective from their point of view. Like, you know what? That did come across a little toxic. You know what? That was some hoe shit. You know what? Damn, I really did do that. That's how it would look to the other person. You know what I'm saying? Kind of putting themselves in those shoes. But again, I still get from here, you like, cut the bullshit. What's up? Like, Temperance. You may hit them with, you know how the old folks be sitting on the porch snapping peas. They hit you with them one-liners, you know what I'm saying? You know, one of those quotes that can apply to everything in life. I'm getting, you know, you really giving wisdom here. Being patient, but also being straightforward. You know, understanding, trying to balance out a situation, remain balanced, possibly offer some type of healing words, but still, you know, you're still sharp with your shit. 8 of, this person they may have needed time to work on their feelings, to work them out, figure it out, balance it out, in order for them to walk away from the stuckedness with the hangman. Walk away from that old perspective and gain a new perspective. Walking away from things that no longer serve you. It says, what sacrifices are you willing to make for a higher purpose and understanding? Possibly, you know what? I gotta let this stuckedness go, this stubbornness go. Party. Something about party. Remember in The Mask how he was spelling it out? Party something. Why? Because I want to. But The Mask, he was able to be someone else, you know, do things and not be held accountable for them. But once he took off that mask, he was himself, you know, somebody he wasn't really happy with. So this person may have had to sit with themselves and realize, you know, I'm not really happy with myself. Or maybe the mask that they wore gave a perception that they were, and they're really not. Party. Strength cards. Something about the 8th. When is that, Monday? Ego. Surrender that ego. Yeah, they may get the... Yes, you know what, Scorpio? You may find the strength and the courage to accept that invite. Like, you know what? Why not? Why not? Why not go explore? Why not? Why not explore uncharted territories? Why not? Empress, look at that. You gonna be the life of the party? Knowing you, Scorpio, that's exactly why you probably don't want to go. Wheel of Fortune here. Things turning in your favor. That wheel is a turning. 10 of Wands. 5 of Cups. Queen of Cups. Possibly getting out and going to this social gathering or this event. Or just getting out in public. Shit. Kind of help you relieve those burdens. There could be some disappointment. But also get back into nature, getting outside to, you know, feel some love. You know what I'm saying? Something about how you love on yourself through trials and triumphs. You don't look like what you've been through. I know you feel like you do, but you don't. That's not how other people see you. Finances. What's going on here? Working slow and steady is coming. You know, you're taking the practical steps. You're staying disciplined. You know, you're doing the work, persevering through the challenges. 6 of Pentacles, still being generous, still in that energy of equal give and take, you know, being compassionate. When it comes to a partnership, a union, there could have been an issue with money, finances, work. Through hard work and discipline and equal give and take, seems like there's 3 yeses here that things will balance out. Let's see. Queen of Pentacles. Having choices and options. So you have a lot of choice. You have several options to choose from when it comes to your abundance. Multiple streams of income. So at the bottom here, follow your intuition when it comes to the options, whatever options that you have. Trust that gut feeling and intuition, that gut feeling. Ace of Cups, 2 of Swords, Seven of Pentacles, long-term investments, vision, plant no seeds, being patient. So there could have been a situation where someone was, you know, investing more. Someone was doing majority of the work, possibly trying to stay disciplined, being giving in a situation, but things may have became confusing. There's going to be a new beginning here. New beginning. You're going to have to make a decision whether you want to continue to invest in this. Follow your intuition. The universe is saying you have the High Priestess here along with intuition there. Family. What's going on here? Why is family here in Scorpio's energy? Oh, the bearded pot belly. Let's keep going before I say what I'm going to say. Sun. Yeah, Capricorn and double Leo. It's probably a fear. Somebody had to face something. Something came out to light. Something came to light regarding someone being kind of toxic, you know, whether there was from immaturity or insecurity. But, you know, like I was talking about the mask, how he was in real life versus when he found the mask and he put it on. When he put it on, he's Queen of Wands, leadership, you know, bouncing all over the place and everything else. But then but he was masking those fears, that insecurity of not feeling like enough, not being enough, not being seen. So something came to light. And this could have been something that was a learning opportunity for someone. Opportunity for them to learn why they are the way they are. It could have been, and you know, generational. You know how they say our bloodline be cursed and shit. And I done looked into mine and pulled up divorce records. And the craziest thing is like, it was like a 4-year, 4 was very significant in the time they got married and the time they got divorced. And it's just like, when I look back at the census records and things like that, it gave me, like I was saying, that premonition of like Color Purple, like Mister. He had a whole bunch of kids, Jen Seeley, you know, that's how they did shit back in the day. And I'm wondering, like, is that how it was for my ancestors, back in the day? And I was like, is this how our bloodline was cursed? So it's like, taking it as a learning opportunity to find out, you know, where you come from and things like that, why you behave the way you behave. But something came to light. Hermits. Yeah, it could have sparked, had to go within to find the answer star, possibly do some healing. What inspires hope in you even during difficult times? Two of Pentacles. Work-life balance, balancing it out, multiple priorities, you know, trying to stay flexible. Now, I don't know why I got this with this. This could be a child, since we're talking about family, but then I scan back over this. You could be out at a social gathering or something like that, and there goes that. All right, let's move on. Intuition. You know how it reminded me of the Mojo Brooks clip, the one where the mama was sitting in the crowd at the comedy show and the kids just kept calling and Mojo took the phone. He was like, what you want? What you want? Can I go down the street to such and such? It's like, I got that. Like, with that Queen of Swords and that Page of Wands. I mean, that Page of Pentacles. Intuition. What has your intuition been telling you, Scorpio? What have it been saying? It's time to go. Time to roll out. Transition, moving on, travel, progress, personal growth. Move on from the past and journey towards a brighter future. What situations or relationships in my life require me to let go of the past and move forward? 10 of Cups. This could have something to do with family again. Or you leaving to, you know, head towards your 10 of Cups. Your happiness, your joy. Yours. 9 of Cups. It's time to go. It's time for me to be happy. Especially knowing that you have all the, you know, it says you have all it takes to fulfill your all needs and wishes. I think that's worded wrong, but several options here with the 7 of Cups, victory and success, whichever one you choose. King of Cups, whichever one you choose, Scorpio. You are the master. Page of Pentacles still at the bottom, so somebody's coming in with some type of offer. Queen of Cups. They're feeling left out in the cold. They need a little love. Cold without your loving, Scorpio. 2 of Cups. This can be, again, somebody from the past. We had the 6 of Cups come out with romantic feelings, coming in to tell you how they truly feel. It's been cold out here since we ain't been sharing the same tent, Scorpio. It's been cold. Fated meeting. Magnetic attraction. Boy, don't you look them in the ass, Scorpio. Don't you look them in the ass. Yeah, somebody's coming in with some type of truth. The mystery here at the bottom, unknown, enigma, change. Growth. Fated meeting. The truth. The reveal. And you know, I was just talking about the mask, and you have mystery here. You see behind the mask. More mystery. What are they trying to hide here? That they're under pressure. They feel like time's running out. Anxiety is getting the best of them. Stomach hurting like a motherfucker. They don't know if they got a fart or they're hungry. Their stomach hurts so bad. But they don't have no appetite. Psycho crazy. This person is obsessed. They hiding it, but they trying to hide it. Trying to be all, you know, incognito. But you know the truth. You see right through all that Maybelline. That they press and stress. Yep, my way. So this person was, like I said, that King of Wands. Now they feeling like shit. They let their pride and shit get the best of them. Acting all out of context and everything. Acting all obsessed and crazy and psycho. Spitting while they talking. Like, what you doing all that for? Now they feeling under pressure because you see the truth. You see the truth that this person is, what, phony, trickster. You couldn't see that. Here we go. Seem like they arrogance, their ego wrote a check their ass couldn't cash. Now it's being mirrored back to them. They gotta face themselves. And they see. They feeling like shit because they ain't happy about what they see. They're not happy about what they see. Like, damn. And that was like in the movie Mask. Like, every time he woke up after a night of putting that mask on, he realized what he's done. And this mask could be drinking, having a big ego, you know, shit, being a fucking narcissist. Sorry to say it like that, but just trying to keep up a persona or an image when deep down inside, you know, this shit just falling to pieces. They feel like shit. Feelings, boy, they is in their feelings. Anime, so deep, element, so deep in their feelings. Karmic lesson. It was a lesson that they had to learn. When you play ghosting, cold, and detached games, that's exactly what you get. And maybe that's something that needed to change. What's under here? Mask. Look at that. Now, don't you come in here cross-watcher talking about you gonna change and you lying, because Scorpio gonna see the truth. Fuck around and get ghosted yourself. Music, yeah, this charmer. Heartbreak. Changing what? The lying. The being a charmer. Yeah, because only it hurt yourself. And when you're doing all that, that's all it does. Is it ends up hurting you. Give me some more on change. Yeah, that's why they want you to follow your intuition. Because this person's going to be wearing a mask. Change. They're going through it. Drinking. I said they're going to get some liquor courage. So possibly communicating that they're going to change their toxic lifestyle. Could be drinking. It could have some type of addiction. Karmic ties. Cutting karmic ties. Or this is you. Love message. Well, no. Happily single. Yeah, they can't take you being single, Scorpio. Remember I said they may have been forced to sit with themselves? It could be, they may have realized, you know what? I do live a toxic lifestyle. I have created karmic ties, you know. I do need to change, you know. This could be the reason why I'm facing financial burdens or problems, you know. Could it be in the mask that I've been wearing? Me being a charmer, inflicting heartbreak, you know, which has led to nothing but legal matters, judgment. Ooh, 2:22 on the clock. You know, them one-night stands and them sneaky links turned into a lifetime full of fun. All right, Scorpio, that is all I have. I'm going to leave it there, yeah. That is all I have for you when it comes to what's the tea with your energy, Scorpio. If you find that this resonates, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I will catch you guys on the next one.